Hey guys, how are you doing? So, we are here for our fourth or fifth and final 21 day jump chat. And today I want to talk about something I know way too many people are doing. And it's funny because when we talked about this in the cohort day one, in my cohort day, the cohort one of this was my member. So they'd already kind of worked with me a little bit and been through some of the stuff and knew some of the things. And the moment I said, all you guys are doing this, everybody was like, you're right. We're all doing this. We're all creating. So the good thing is they are creating. The bad thing is that they're all creating like kind of the exact same thing. And like I said in the title, that it is neither attracting nor converting because it's the exact same thing. And a lot of people are always going to be like, okay, how do I get different? How do I get out there? Like, I don't want to sound like everyone else. And the things that we do in week 4, which is all about the types of content, not the topics, but the actual types of content to create. The things we do in week 4 is what really helps you to be out there, new and different. And it's a whole strategy of not just getting like random blog posts on your site or just random posts about things on your site, but really creating posts that move people through the process. Hey, Iris, welcome to the jump. And happy birthday. I know today is your birthday. I was just joined us in the jump last night. So super, super excited. Your book is in the mail. I was off mailing earlier today. Let me do my share. So got my phone here. Let me share with all the folks so everybody can come on in and we can talk about these types of content that Iris and I are going to be working on in the next couple of weeks. Hey, Therese, how are you doing? I got your message too. We've got some work to do this week. This is gonna be a busy weekend. I know it's Easter weekend. Happy Good Friday to everyone. Um, but I know it's gonna be a crazy like busy weekend with a lot of good stuff jumping off. Um, so, and even me, I have to work on. Let me tell you guys. So I'm working on the member vault tutorial, right? And which is good because now it will be in the tutorial. I figured out how to break your member vault. So so I mistakenly, as I was working on the training, one of the bonus trainings is the member vault, and my members are also getting the member vault training on how to set up your products and sell your stuff online using member vault. Pretty, really, really, really dope system. Some pretty dope stuff. And I broke my system. Like, you know how you like training and talking, and you're like, yeah, do this and do this. Wait, hold on, that's not the volume. You're like, do this and do this and do that. Yeah, I said do this, and do that. I made a mistake and clicked the wrong thing and broke my entire member vault. So let me share this out. While I'm sharing, you guys share with your peoples because, like I said, this is something that I know a lot of people, whether they're creating content already or thinking of creating content, you'll even as we start talking about it, you'll be like, oh, I see the trend of people doing this. And so I really wanted to make sure we talk about this. So let me my 21-day jump. Right, I got a hashtag going with all kinds of spaces in it. That's not how hashtags are supposed to go, right? 21-day jump chat. And I'm spelling it wrong. I swear I should pre-write and pre-type these things, or at least have some music. I don't have any of that going on today. That "Don't Rush" song, you know, Okay, so speaking of "Don't Rush," and I know earlier in the week I talked about the "Don't Rush" song, and I talked about everybody doing the different challenges and how if you're gonna do it, at least do it different. And let me tell you, I think some people were listening because they have really come up, not all of them. Not everybody was listening. There's still some very whack ones out there. I've now getting to rating them like you do at like a gym meet when you're like, there's 9 out of 10. You throw up the cards. I'm starting to give people the cards, right? But I've seen some pretty cool ones. I saw one with like a Soka one, like with the carnival queens and stuff like that. So I saw one with that, which I thought was pretty cute. I saw one with just today. I saw one with girls who are graduating, and I guess they're graduating high school, and so it was really cute because they were in their cap and gown, like when they started, and then they did the whole "don't rush" thing, and then they put the little cap to the camera, and they were when they were done, they were wearing like something from the college that they're going to be attending, and the last girl was going to the army, so she had on her full uniform and did the little salute and everything. I thought that was really cute because they didn't really start, they didn't have to look so bummy. Like, not everybody got to be looking like they're in a robe and just bummy in their house. Not everybody is, doing that bad at the quarantine that they're just like looking a mess. So I thought that was really, really cute. Um, and I saw another one. So one with the queens. I saw one with the other one. I think we've all seen the one with the doctors. I like the doctors one. There was another one I saw. I saw artists. That was a good one. That was real, and it was real on point to what they do. So it was a bunch of artists, actual artists who like paint and things like that. And they did, and not they weren't even playing the "Don't Rush" song. They were playing another song. But either way, they when they were painting or looking like whatever, they looked a little bummy, and they were painting like a blank canvas. And when they did the thing, they looked nicer, and they had like finished artwork, which one of them had some really, really cute stuff. So I was like, ooh, like that's good. Now that's promoting yourself. Because now we're all watching your video and looking at your art. That was smart. That was another one that I really, really, really liked. So, like I said, I feel like people were listening to us earlier in the week because some of these have really started to come up on what they're doing. So, hold on, I'm just almost done. This is one reason why I should not type and talk. This is how I broke my member fall. This is exactly how I broke my member vault. Typing and talking, typing and talking. Next thing you know, member vault broke. I'm still laughing at myself for doing that. All right, got all to there, got all to there. Uh, Anywhere else? I'll share the OBS. I'll start a watch party with them. Okay, cool. We are all set. Everybody shared up. As you guys know, with this new system, I can't see you if you're on. So usually I would have been able to see names as people pop on and stuff like that. And this new Facebook is not about that life. So you have to comment or say something so I can know that you're here. I'm trying to get my phone balanced and that's not working out for me. So, we are here tonight to talk about content. So, if you've been hanging out with us for the week, I've been going through everything, not everything, but a lot of the things, like topics we kind of talk about and why we address them and why they're so important to your business, to your visibility, to your SEO, why they're part of the 21-day jump. For you guys who don't know, the 21-day jump, and I'll put the link here now. The 21-day jump is my program that is opening up. We start on Monday. Monday. So the card actually closes tonight, but we start on Monday. It is my SEO visibility program that takes 21 days of small tasks and we work through them and we help build a platform. We help identify your audience. We help pretty much get you out there, get you found, and get you visible. So 21-day jump because we're literally jumping out there, right? You get it? Jump out there. So this whole week I've been going through and talking to you guys about, like I said, for what we do each week and kind of the four main components of getting out there and getting and jumping out there. So first day we talked about your knowing what your audience is looking for and understanding your audience, understanding their goals, their issues, all those good things, and then pairing that up with your expertise and bringing those together. So that is really super important that your whole messaging should be around talking about the right things to the right people. So we talked about that on Monday. Then we skipped Tuesday because I had a live event Tuesday. Then on Wednesday, we talked about this week is flying by. I can tell you, but these quarantine weeks, when you don't leave the house, they are flying by. So, my thing just did something. Oh, you know what it did? It flipped to something else. Okay, now I really can't see comments. So you have to comment here on the thing. I just lost comments somewhere else. Sorry, guys. um, so on Wednesday, we talked about getting out there and getting visible to the world, and not the entire world, but the world that is important to your people, world that is already your audience, getting out there to the world. So we talked about that, and I shared some of the success some of my members and my cohort, my first cohort folks have already been having pitching, getting out there on different platforms. Like I said, Tuesday I was speaking on a platform, so it works, and that's what we do, right? So that's what we talked about on Wednesday. Then last night I talked about just really dig into the SEO stuff because you know what you should be writing. Now you want to make sure you're using the right language, using the language that your people are using and that they are using for searching, and that's how they're going to find you. You speak their language so you can teach them your language, but you've got to speak their language first. So we kind of talked about that. We talked about how we use SEO to figure out what their language is, to learn their language, and make sure we get out there and talk about it, right? That's what we talk about. It's disturbing when I can't see. I like to see your comments. And so it is like super disturbing to me. Okay, I can see some now. It's super disturbing to me when I can't see your comments. I hate this new Facebook platform a lot. Um, and then tonight we are wrapping up and talking about the types of content and information you put out there. Because I always say content, and people are like, "Well, what do you mean? What exactly is content?" Like, for what exactly is content? Content is a blog post, or any written page. It doesn't necessarily be a blog post. It could be a resource page, or it could be an FAQ page. It could be a bunch of different things. But a blog post, a podcast episode, a video, those are content. The important things about content is that they live on your site. So we talked about that even last week, how you need things to go and live on your site. Having them here, there, and everywhere is not going to serve your business because no one's coming to your home, to your platform, to your foundation. We actually talked about building the platform over the weekend because you can't do none of this till we build your platform, right? So I'm going to grab my book here. You guys know I'm the author of my SEO workbook. I don't know if I've been introing myself. Probably not. I figure you guys know me. You're here, right? So those who are getting shared, so you guys know I am Akil Thompkins-Robsinson, and I wrote my SEO work. This is a proof copy, so this is not what people probably should look up looking like. But in the book, one of the critical parts, and people don't even realize how important this is that I go through 9 different post types. And I'm not going to show all of them because it's a lot, right? I go through 9 different post types in the book. And what post types are is that not all content is created equal. To make sure that you're keeping your people engaged, you're providing the information that they're looking for, you're moving them through your content to get to the sale, you want to have different types of posts. Not everything, most people do the number one post that's in here. So I do talk about the easy stuff. Most people do the first thing that I talk about, which is list posts. I see that. Most people talk about a list post. And list posts are those posts where you just talk about 3 or 4 things and you put it like in the bullet points, or maybe you do like subtitles, but it's like, here are ways that you can, feel better. And we talk about, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ways you can feel better. Or here's, the things she did wrong and you can do to improve your marketing. We go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we tell people 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 list post ways that they can feel better. Just about like it's in most kinds. Like if they aren't content creators and don't know some of this stuff, they are creating the same list post over and over and over again. They got a different topic, they're talking about a different thing, but it's just a list post. And list posts, while they're good to have sometimes, they're not good to have all the times. And more importantly, they don't move people through to the sale. And this is super important because a list post is telling them something, they're learning something, but it's not triggering anything. And that is super, like you've got to be able to trigger someone to the sale. So one of the things we do, and let me know if you guys have any questions. If you guys doing list posts, you guys know what I'm talking about. Want to talk about the list posts? Who's been writing list posts? Who has one? They're not bad. So I'm not saying don't have one. I'm saying spice it up some, do some different things, which is why I have 9 different post types in the book. So in the jumpstart, we focus on 3 of the 9 different parts that aren't the list post. So we already know list posts. Everybody's doing that. That's kind of the thing. That's how people think. Oh, I'm going to write a list. I'm going to give these, 5 tips, 7 tips, 3 ways, all these different things. They're essentially just all list posts. So we talk about, out of the 9, we talk about 3 other posts, and 3 other posts that not just man, I'm running out of time on my Facebook. My phone is like trash right now. Sorry guys. So we talk about the three other types of posts that you can do. And the reason why I picked these three types of posts and the reason why I stress doing these types of posts is because they help to move people along the continuum, like move people along the line. Think about it when you go into a store, you start at the door and you go down the aisles, then you go to the checkout line. So it's like there's a process that moves you through. And even at the very end, they've got all those things on the end caps to make you buy just a little bit more things. All of it's a process of how it moves you through to the sale. A lot of people's content isn't doing that. A lot of people's content, whether it be your, like I said, your post, your podcast, whatever it is, they're just kind of just giving information, but not giving information that's going to move them to the sale. So some of the things that we want other content to do and other post types to do is motivate people. So I talk a lot about doing content that motivates people and not just telling people you should be motivated. Like this isn't a rah, rah, rah thing, but what are the things that's going to motivate somebody? Maybe hearing someone else's story, maybe seeing someone else have done the same thing, or like, coming from where they were, the very beginning, the point A to point B, those type of things that's going to motivate people. Like I sent out an email this morning about the 21-day jump. And in that email this morning, I told people about some of my other members, some of the folks who just went to the cohort who are already, like I talked about Michelle, who literally just did some pitches last week and already got some opportunities from the pitches that she did last week that we talked about. So can I start with what? Can you start with? Let me know, let me know where we're at. Can you start with? Um, so yeah, so but I talked about Michelle, and then I talked about Therese, who came in and she did not create her site yet. And so within the first couple of weeks of joining, which actually Therese is on tonight. I don't know if she's still on, but was on tonight. But within the first couple of weeks of joining, she got her website. So she got that platform, from not having one at all to having something up and running that people, and it's beautiful, by the way. I actually been showing people like this is Therese's site. It's beautiful. But getting that site up and running. So I talked about those things that motivate people. You want to have things on your site, and not everything has to be a testimonial. I'm talking about an email, so yes, I use testimonials. But you want something that is going to motivate people. You also want content that's going to help make the decision. So sometimes people just want to know, is this better than that? Or can you give me some like real like hardcore details about these things? Like one of my other members, Shawnee, just a couple of months ago, it was like 2 months ago now. It was actually it was right before Valentine's Day. So I know this has been like the weirdest year ever. Like days are turning into weeks and weeks are turning into months. I know. So things feel like they happened so long ago. But just in right before Valentine's Day, so I think it was like end of January, early February, this hit. Yeah, so Teresa said in the comments, I hope to get her site up in record time, and it's beautiful. Post your link, Teresa. Let everybody see your site. I want to show your site off. I love your site. So Shani, like I said, right before Valentine's Day, and Shani has a adult. She has two actually. She has physical locations, so brick and mortar stores. Yes, they can SEO too, and they should SEO too. But she sells adult toys, novelties, and kind of things that spice up your relationship. And so she had a post that was a comparison of some enhancement pills. You know how they have like the little pink butterfly, pink pussycat pills. So I don't know if it's butterfly, but you know what guys I'm talking about, right? The pink, the purple pill, those pills. So she did a whole like review about those pills and got found. She actually did the review years ago, like maybe a year or two ago. She recently got found, and when she got found, it exploded. She had hundreds of orders. If you guys scroll back on the Girl Get Visible site, you'll see the picture of her like sitting on all these orders just in time for Valentine's Day, right? So I'm sure she got some residual, like other than they were just getting that, they're probably getting some other things. But it was pretty amazing. But what really worked for that was it wasn't just telling them, XYZ. It was really breaking down and sharing an experience that she had with each of the products, which helped people make that decision. So that's another post type that we talk about. And all these, they're in the book, but they also we go into detail. So one of the things that I tell people when we're talking about their content is don't just keep writing the same type of post over and over and over again. Don't just keep doing list posts, especially with the book. Like you've got 9 different types. use them. So take the ones like, go from the ones that aren't necessarily so easy and do the ones that are a little bit harder or a little bit different, because not only are they giving you a variety of content and kind of, like I said, spicing up your own site because you've got lots of different things out there, but also because it is moving people from, okay, I know this new thing. You've done the first job. You've told me this new thing. That's exactly what I wanted to know, what I needed to know. I know this new thing. Now you need to move them along to how do they get to actually buying your thing, right? You got the new thing. You told me this new thing. I'm now newly informed. You're my new person. I love you. Now you need me to buy from you. And that buying does not always just happen just like one post to the next post. You want to walk them along. So you need to motivate them. Yes, you can do this. This can happen to you. You need to maybe help them make that buying decision, doing some comparison. We love to sit there and look at two jars of something, doing some things that are going to help to make that comparison for them, help them to make that decision. Sometimes you might just have to break it down for them. Like, you might just have to give them like real detailed, here are these instructions. And again, if you give people these instructions, people are always so afraid to give people instructions to do stuff because people always think that, okay, if I tell them everything that's in my head, if I tell them step by step how to do this, that they are going to not buy from me. They're not going to work with me. Well, let me tell you guys, because I wrote a whole book. And I say that not to just show off the book, which, mind you, when you join the 21-day Jumpstart, which is why, if you guys saw my mail picture, I was out mailing books, you get a book. So we do talk about, it's not a course of the book, but we talk about the book. We use the book as like a tool for us in the 21-day Jumpstart. But I wrote a whole book. I said it said. And this book will take you, A to Z for SEO. It will teach you SEO. But even though I wrote a book that will teach you SEO, I still have people who want to join the 21-day jump. Actually, two of my new jumpers already have the book. And they bringing themselves and they're bringing the book, and we're going to learn how to apply the book. We're going to learn the examples that we need for the book. What are the parts that you need to work on the most in the book? So even though, yes, they've got the knowledge or they've got the book with the steps, it doesn't mean they have everything. And that happens a lot of times. Or how many times, like, you'll read a recipe and it might look good, but you still run out to the store and buy the finished product, or you still go to the restaurant and eat the thing that you want there. They probably make it better. Or you might even make it better at home, but it's still the time. It's still, going out to get all the pieces and the ingredients and stuff like that. So over and over and over again, we see examples of where, yes, you can tell someone every single step how to do something. Very often they still need you. They still need you on the other side of that to either do it better, either make sure they're doing it right, either to help them with examples, to break it down for them, to talk about the strategy around the thing. So, like in a 21-day jump, we don't just talk about, the steps to do SEO. We talk about the strategy to make this work in your business and to implement this the way that really is going to attract your customers. So it's not just write a post here, get a keyword there. It's the strategy. Your keywords are going to do this. Like I just talked to you guys about the different post types. There's a strategy to why and how you use those different post types because you need to move them through. So we're learning some of the strategy. You guys see how that works? So don't be afraid like to do those posts that are like just, here's some steps on how to do something. Because even if you give them those steps on how to do something, and I'll tell you guys, one of my most profitable posts that are out there is, and it's not necessarily steps, but it's a list post. It is, but it's the three mistakes or four mistakes, the mistakes that people are making, looking for a wholesaler. And I literally break down the mistakes that they're making and how they can do better when looking for a wholesaler. And at the end of that post, I simply say, if you don't want to do all this work and if you don't want to mess it up yourself, buy my wholesalers list. That wholesalers list, before I stopped selling it last year, I stopped selling it now, but before I stopped selling it last year, that wholesalers list, that was a $25 PDF download. So it's not even a high dollar thing. And I always bring that up because people are always like, well, you can make a lot of money with, $2,000 products. No, $25 this thing was. And it started at nine. I raised the price up, when I first created it, as I added more to it to make it $25. That thing earned me $45,000. $45,000. And I still have people on the joining the wait list for when I ever decide to redo it. Because I took it down, but I did not. I'm smart. you know, I said, I'm not going to sell this now because I didn't want to continue to keep the list up. But if I ever want to, I'm going to have a wait list for it. A little smart, right? But I say that to say that just because you tell people how to do certain things and you put instructions and steps and don't do this on your site, just because you do all that stuff, doesn't mean they aren't going to buy from you. It might make them buy from you even more because now they know that you know the right things to do. And so they rush to buy from you because of that. They want the support, they want the help. They need somebody to help them do all of that. Um, what would you use after your initial list? Okay, so Iris said, so can you start with, I'm going back to your questions. Start with 5 tips for providing customer service for restaurant customers. I would share that with restaurant business owners and then move on with additional information. So, okay, so to answer both of your questions, and because I know that you are now jumping with us, so I'm going to say that we're going to do the first things that we do first, which is finding out what your audience is looking for. That's where we always start. We don't just come, I think I said it last night, we don't just come up with, okay, this is what I think I want to talk about. We go and get the data and we understand what people are looking for, what people are searching for, and that's what we write towards. We write towards what your audience is looking for. Because, like, I think you said it last night too, like, what if people have, what if you talk about a problem and people don't know they have the problem? Well, we don't want to do that. We want to make sure we're talking about the problems that are hurting them and affecting them the most. And I'm going to tell you, for your restaurant owners, a lot of it right now is going to be around what's going on with the coronavirus, what's going on with social distancing and locking down and everything right here. So if I was going to say a first post, my first post would have something to do with that. Anything to do with that, because that's what's going to be like people's biggest question right now. But that's the things that we will be talking about. So, like week one, we start getting what are the topics that are really important to your people. So don't worry, I got you. You will definitely have good topics on your site, and I don't think it'll be those, but it'll be definitely good topics, and it'll start with what are your people looking for, and that's why this round, like I'm super excited about this round. And why I even decided to do this round because I mentioned it last week, but I was not gonna do another cohort. I literally just finished up the January cohort. What, second week of March, guys? I know some of my cohort folks are on. So like, we literally just finished up. And so I usually do things like every other month, or every 2, 3 months. And so I was going to wait until like May, June to do the next cohort. And then everything happened, the world kind of exploded or imploded, on itself. So then everything happened, and I really wanted to do this because a lot of businesses are trying to navigate through, what should I talk about, what should I do, how do I get out there, how do I weather this storm, how do I make it out on the other side. Yeah, so we just finished in March, how we make it out on the other side. And so that's what prompted me to do this April cohort. Like, okay, I'm gonna help you guys get through this. We are gonna get through this. We got this, right? Because right now, not just the time that you, of course, you want to get found, but it's a very sensitive time. You want to get found for the right things. You want to get found for the most helpful things. You want to get found to the things that are going to really pique the interest. You definitely want to be in people's search, because right now, people are doing nothing but searching. They're searching for solutions. They're searching for answers. They're searching for things. And you don't have to be, and I don't want to misconstrue like now you've got to like become a doctor and start talking about the medical stuff. There's a lot more. Most people right now see the medical and the financial part of coronavirus. There are a lot of other things that are on people's minds around this right now. From the wellness part of just, how to deal, how to cope for my wellness folks, for the fitness part, and not even like hardcore, like even if you're not doing like a gym fitness, but just even movement and the psychological part, the herbal part, like Therese is talking about the herbal, herbal things, that not even remedies, but things people should do to help keep their immune system up. Even doing those things helps people feel better because they feel like they're in control and they're doing something, so that helps people feel better. From the business standpoint, not just the how to make money, but how to survive, again, how to be sensitive around all these things that are going on. What is it going to look like afterwards? Like, it's funny, I had to go to the post office in CVS today, and they've done things at each location that have changed how they do business. And I was sitting there wondering how many of these things are going to stay in place. Like the CVS, I had to pick up a prescription, and so they literally have boxes, which is really nice. They got little like 6 feet boxes for people to stay social distance as they're in line. And I'm like, and I've been in that CVS before. I've been in that CVS when the line is to the front of the store to get to the pharmacy. I don't know why it's so crowded there. I've left before and like I'll come back later. But either way it is. And so I'm like, I wonder if they're gonna keep these boxes, or I wonder how these many of these things are gonna do. They now have a full plexiglass. So you don't even talk to the pharmacist. They got like a full plexiglass thing with a little square, and I had other products. You know, you could buy things and buy them at the same time. So I like she literally scanned them through this little square. They had bags right here, and I bagged it myself. I was like, oh, they gonna keep making me bag my own stuff. I know that's not going away. But those are things, so like as businesses, that we're gonna have to start thinking about. What are the things we're gonna keep? What are the things we're gonna stay? You know, some of the topics and things that you bring up, start talking about with people now, you're gonna want to start talking about and keep talking about with them, like how to keep your customers safe. That's gonna be for years, decades on in, that's going to be always at the forefront of people's minds. How to keep things safe, how to keep things sanitary. We talked about last night how to not get sued in the whole thing. So these are all kinds of things that are going to continue to be and ring in the minds of people. And as businesses, whatever your business is right now, like I know Iris and I know Therese a little bit what they do. Your business is going to help people through something. Your business is going to help people on the other side. Your business is going to help people create the new normal. And I'll be really blunt. If your business isn't, so if you're thinking my business isn't going to do all that, then I'm going to say, well, what are you in the business for? You've got a why you're in the business. You've got a goal with your business. And don't just say the why is to make money. It's not the only goal. There's a reason why you chose to do what you do, and there's a customer who you chose to help, and that you said, okay, I'm going to help this audience and be there for this audience. So in that, you know, thick and thin, rich or poor, yeah, you married to them, right? You're going to have to think about, where how am I going to help them on the other side of this? How am I going to help them get through? And then how am I going to help them with their new? Because I said this in the email this morning. You guys on my email list? If you're not on my email list, you should be on my email list. But I said this morning on the email list that the one thing we know, you know, we don't know when, we don't know what was it? We don't know when, we only know a little bit of the what. That's still kind of forming. We know our why, and we know how, I know how to help you do it. But most importantly, we know that it's going to need to get done. We know that people are going to still need solutions. People are still going to have problems. Your businesses are going to still help solve them. That's, if nothing else, we know those three things. That people are going to have those problems. People are going to need solutions. Your business is going to help. And then I'll tell you the fourth thing. I know people are going to continue to search, because that's what we do when we've got problems, when we've got things, we're using these technology, got all these tools. We want to search for an answer, and that's why we want to get found. So all that to say, that I definitely want to see you guys in the 21-day jump. I definitely want you guys to start thinking about the different type of content, different type of post types that you're putting out there. And is it really moving people through and really getting people to the end result, which is buying from you, working with you, being part of your tribe? Like, you want them to take an action. Just giving them list of things to do is not going to just help them take action. So you got to have a different type of content out there. So reading, okay, so I need to move coronavirus arena with my thinking now. Yeah, definitely. Iris, we're gonna talk about that. Like I said, we're gonna look at the data and determine what people are looking for. But I'm almost sure, especially for restaurants, even I was in a group or was it this week or last week? But I was in a group and someone asked, like, they are a restaurant, and their big question was, what are other restaurant owners doing to continue to maintain? And ironically, well, maybe they already got the whole other stuff, like the safety part, taken care of. They didn't ask about that. They asked, like, what were some of the ways that people are maintaining right now with that? So yeah, people are definitely going to be asking those questions. So we're gonna have to consider it. I don't want you guys to run from it. Anyone listening, I don't want you guys to run from what's going on. As a business, as a thought leader, we're the people that people are looking to. And we don't got to have all the answers, but let people know what you do know. Let people know the answers that you do have. And then let people know that you're still working to find out more. You're the research doing it for them. Like, don't run from this topic. I mean, and at the rate that we're going, like I know sometimes like week one, week two, you can maybe run from something and it'll blow over. This is not going to blow over. If you run from this topic now, what you're going to wind up doing is being silent for the next 2 to 3 months, maybe more. And if you're silent for the next 2 to 3 months, maybe more, you're going to have a really tough time rebuilding your business. Because A, people would not have heard from you and they would have heard from everyone else. B, the people who do remember you are going to remember that you were silent when it was most important to them. When they're going to say things like, "Ooh, I wish I would have known that." And they're going to remember that you were silent then. So I'm definitely going to say I leaned in on that one. Do not run from this. Talk about it. Talk about how you can help. Talk about the things that people are going to need to get through. There's so many things that are changing and people need to deal with. Be the voice, be the thought leader, be that person out there for them. So that was it I wanted to chat about tonight. If, like I said, if you're interested in the 21 day jump, we put the link here for you guys. Again, the doors close tonight, so you only have until midnight Pacific time to join us in the jump. To get out there, get found, get visible, jump on out there, and do the things we're gonna do in the next month. So that'll already give you like more time with what's going on, and it's an active program. So I know I've gone through 4 weeks, but we don't wait till 4 weeks to say something. We're putting out content and we're talking about things and we're reaching out to people literally in the first week of the course. So don't think that you'll be silent for 4 weeks. Mm-mm-mm. We're going to be talking to people and we're going to be doing the things again that we need to do to get ourselves out there and get found. So I will talk to you guys later. Have a good night. These videos, just so you guys know who've been following the whole 21 day chat, these videos will be going down tomorrow. So binge watch them if you want to, see all 4 days, hear all the things that we've talked about, take notes, get the recap and the whole nine. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye, guys.